Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anu, and I am your psychic tarot reader. If you are new to this channel, please do consider subscribing, liking, sharing, or commenting, whatever you see fit. Just cleansing your space here. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by again and sharing your beautiful energy with this tribe. So today we're doing a love connection relationship energy read, you versus them. Feel free to reverse the or flip-flop the energies, as I would put the intention as you being the person that I start reading for. So there are three piles. Pile number one, pile number two, pile number three, or you can select the color of the heart that appeals to you. This is like a coral orange right here. And we have number two, which is a pink coral, pink heart, or pink quartz is what I meant to say. Or we have number three, which is a purple. I hope you can see in the light. So either pick a color or a pile, and we will get started. So as you know, well, if you are new to my channel, I do kind of look into similarities and underlying energies as applying to both of you, and then go into individual expectations and hopes and fears and things like that. So let's get started with pile number one. First, let's look at the shared energies, as I said. And this is pile number one, or the orange group. So the shared energies, I look at both of you. Okay, you may, again, these are general readings, so take what resonates and forget the rest. But what I see here is we have a Three of Pentacles, we have Judgment, we have Chariot, Sun, and the Ace of Pentacles. And usually I take the bottom three, but sometimes more cards come out. All cards are drawn as jumpers. They're not selected by me by hand. So what I see is you have both been coming from a time of just focusing on work. Work, 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 Three of Pentacles. The world is going on, around you, and you are only been focused on your work because that was the place, that was something that gave you satisfaction and gave you some sense of control in where you were in life, because you were going through some times where there was some major transformation with the Judgment. There was a rebirth, there was a realization of what is really valuable to you. So there may have been a major time of healing, of transformation for both of you as you come together in this relationship. And then from there on, it's like a complete 180 here with the Chariot, the Sun, and the Ace of Pentacles. And the Chariot really talks about having mastered, or having a good handle on balancing our shadow and our light aspects. So really understanding head versus heart, battling our inner beasts and moving forward and being ready for everything to be back to normal or a new beginning, everything being bright and sunny. This is the happiest deck in the card. There could be children involved for one or both of you, or for you together. But this is a happy card, so you're ready to charge ahead and claim your happiness, and possibly make that offer, which is the Ace of Pentacles, is a solid offer, or a long-standing offer that is more stable together. So those are the underlying energies. This is what you may be feeling, you and them may be feeling. So let's look at your relationship wheel, as I like to call it. And again, I have for most of the positions, I have a persona card and a tarot card. Again, the persona cards have sometimes interesting labels that we don't like, but do be patient with that and just listen to the attributes and not the label itself. Sometimes it can be a little surprising to get those, so just bear with me. So let me lay out the cards first. I'm going to keep quiet, and then I'll walk you through what I see here. This is representing you. This is the relationship. This for them two came out. This represents your expectations of them. This represents them. Again, two came out for them. This represents their expectations of you. These are your fears. Oops. Their fears. We have external influences, on which obviously we don't draw a persona on the relationship status and the external influences. And then we have the possible outcome. And we had two cards come out here. And we'll look into the romance angel. Oh, you can't see. I'm sorry. Let me scooch all the cards up. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, okay. Let's gotta go much farther up. Sorry about that. So I'll start with how your energies are showing up here um, in this read. We got this? We got this, I believe. That's okay. Done is better than perfect. So let's see. So you're showing up, and again, I'll read the first leading card as you, and then the second one as them. Feel free to reverse them if that works for you. You're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, like really grounded in your power. Not sure if you have Earth in your chart. This is a minor arcana for Capricorn. That's how I read it. So maybe some, could be Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn somewhere in your chart. But showing up as somebody who is very stable, really ready, in their element to create stability in their life. Okay. Not gender specific, but just having that creator energy and creating from a very calm and steady point in life in general. And it's clarified by the persona card for child magical, and which the light attributes are seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. So very strong determination in you coming through here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Child Magical. So there is, as I said here in this element, there's a lot of focus on positivity and belief that things are going to work out. The relationship, how I see it or how I read it, has the High Priestess. So to me, this reads that the relationship is not out public yet. Could be recent, even if it's for a while. This may be something that you haven't really shared openly with friends and family. So I do see that as being like, how the high priestess holds the Torah under her wraps. So she's the keeper of the secrets or keeper of the knowledge. So that could be one aspect. For others of you, this is a strong connection again, where you may have telepathic connections. So you may be very intuitively linked and be able to read each other's thoughts. And again, in a positive way, like know what the other person is feeling. That could be like one storyline that I'm seeing here. But for the majority of you, I see this is still a little fresh or still not shared out in the open at this time. Now, what are your expectations of them? This is interesting to me. You do have let's talk about tarot first. You do have the Two of Wands in your expectations of them. So what do you expect of them or this relationship? You really expect them to take action. There seems to be things that may be at a standstill right now, or they're just not moving ahead. They're just like taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. You want them to take action and not sit in indecision. And it's clarified by the Liberator and Vampire. Again, trigger word does not mean you expect them to be a vampire, okay? So let's talk about the attributes. The Liberator is freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So, taking action towards being that person that has a pretty open mind, and again, not being negative in their energy at all. And the vampire, the light attributes are makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So I know as I'm looking at the other cards here as well, your expectation of them is somebody who's pretty open-minded, who does help you out if you're ever in doubt. They do call it out, as we see here, to help you identify things that drain your energy in your life, because you're pretty solid, but sometimes there may be some scars of the past that may bring your energy down. So you expect them to take action whenever those things happen, but in general, overall, you do kind of expect them to move forward in the relationship and take the next step. Now, how they're showing up is, so there's like Pisces. Let's look at cards. We have Earth, we have Pisces, we have Temperance, which is Sagittarius. So fire, earth, and water is what we have at the table. I use the minor or major arcanas for that, or court cards for that. So let's see, they are showing up as, again, even the persona cards are not gender specific, as a moon card. So either they have water in their chart or they are a Pisces. This is a straightforward Pisces card, so they may be that. But when somebody shows up as the moon, it is hard to read what they're feeling under the surface. Okay, so they may be very poised and very calm on the surface. So much so that sometimes you may wonder, is that real, or is that really a great effort in hiding some pain underneath all that? So I see them as like being a very intuitive person, but not super, let's say, extrovert. Let's use that word. I don't see them as that. And it's clarified by the queen and the mediator, which is very interesting. Again, queen is not gender specific. Now, the light attributes are they radiate the regal feminine, uses the benevolent authority to protect others. So they do have a sense of protection, of cloaking. And then they have the mediator, which is like gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. So I think there's a very balanced energy here, and that of a nurturing personality that protects their friends and family, always looks after them, is a good mediator. And with the duality, we do see when the moon has, this like two paths or two pillars that you have to kind of walk through, which is, again, talking about moderation and mediation. So I get a little bit of Sagittarius energy here as well, but that's what their personality is showing up as. Now, what are their expectations of you? Okay, you wanted them to take action. What is their expectation? They see you as the Knight of Swords. Okay, the Knight of Swords is someone who is full of energy, is very fast moving, is always go, go, go. They have a lot of stamina. And it's clarified by the rebel, where the light attributes are challenges authority to effect social change and rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So their expectations are, even though, I mean, they see your personality pretty strong, but in a good manner, that's very just, very fair. Again, only for the positive social change agendas that you may be pro or against are very fair and in the essence of bigger societal changes. This is getting into much bigger than a one-on-one connection, but their expectation is that no matter what, you would charge ahead with the truth, and you would use the same personification or characteristics in this relationship, that always being fair, always being open, and being direct and to the point is what they expect from you. Now let's look at fears for both of you. Your fears, you have the Ace of Wands, and then we have the Hermit, which talks about withdrawing from society out of fear or negative judgment of others, refusing to help those in need. So let's not talk about refusing to help. I see this more as withdrawing. So the Hermit goes very well with their personality over here. So they may be, as I said, with the moon I was picking up, they may be somebody who are a bit introverted, who may not open up and may not let you read their thoughts completely. We have the High Priestess, we have the moon, and we have the Hermit here, all type of internal energies. So your fear is, whether they'll be able to express their passion or not. The Ace of Wands is is an energy of passion and fire and attraction. So it's all there, but you wonder whether they're going to be able to express this openly or not. As I said, well, you want them to take the next step. And in their fears, we have the Four of Wands, clarified by the Fool, where it's denial of your emotional truth. So their fears, they have the Four of Wands again, unclear whether you are ready to settle down or not, or would you be willing to take the next step. So it's interesting how we have mirroring energies, but it's really talking about, would it be foolish if they move forward and express themselves to you? Because what if you denied the emotional truth? And there is something about truth and being open to it, which is where, so I feel like this could be a newer relationship where you're both trying to understand each other, but the expectations and the fears are pretty similar to each other. Now, there are some external factors here that I see. It is the Nine of Wands is, Again, going back to this, to my first, storyline that keeps coming back to me over and over again, you may feel you have to really set up your boundaries in society, in your social circle, in your community, family, friends, whatever you want to say. They may not be too open, and that's the reason why, even if it's a not a new relationship and it may be under wraps, is because there may be some differences between the two of you that may not be openly accepted by your families. It's possible, or whatever the expectations are. So there is a little bit of energy of feeling and building a boundary around you to protect the relationship. In terms of the outcome that we see here, the possible outcome, we have the Ace of Cups and the Temperance. So look at that. There's a balancing act going on here. There's duality that we've been talking about. So Sagittarius energy too, with the Temperance card, like really learning to balance the elements between you. For example, balancing, let's say passion, which is a lot of fire, with communication. So are we just enjoying each other physically, or are we making time to have communications and connect on a communicative level as well? I do see, as I said, you may be pretty much in tune with each other's mental thoughts. So that's possible. But what I don't see here are that many cups energy, and surprise, that's why the Ace of Cups comes out. It is amazing how spirit works. So there is an opportunity for you to express to each other if this is how you feel. And it's clarified by the Martyr card, where the light attributes are learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause, and the shadow is addiction to self-pity. So again, both of you kind of need to step into a little bit outwardly and be willing to share with each other openly, balance out the energies between the two, whichever elements are stronger, how do we balance it out? And then when we have the Martyr, is really about serving the needs of the other person as well. Okay, in the relationship, it goes both ways. We have both people's needs in there. So let's see what the Romance Angels have to say. Very interesting read. Please comment below. I would love to know the real life scenario of this, because I'm reading for a large collective. So in the Romance Angels, we have religious factors. Interesting. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, I don't always read it as just religious. This can be cultural backgrounds. This can be countries. You may be from different countries, different parts of the world. And so the more I'm reading, because of the Nine of Wands, that it may not be common practice for both your backgrounds to be together, so that might be a factor. Calling in your soulmate, but your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations helps you bring together. There you go. There is potential here. And then stay optimistic about your love life. So positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So pretty interesting reading. I think you guys are connected mentally, telepathically pretty well. You just need to work on some of the other elements and go from there. So tell me how this resonates. Do drop me a comment. And I hope if you feel comfortable, share what elements completely resonate, and share which ones were a little new to you or you heard for the first time. But I obviously read for a very large group, so curious to hear how it resonates. All right. So I wish you well. I wish you the very best. I will see you next time around. Do remember to subscribe, like, share. I do, and again, put on the bell notifications. I do post a lot of readings. So, if you want to know the other work I do daily general, not daily general, monthly generals. I do, I don't know, career, love, spirit readings, all of that jazz. So I hope to see you again sometime. All right. Much love. Namaste. Goodbye. Now we'll move on to group number 2. So this is for people who chose number 2 or the pink crystal. Let's put it right here. And let's draw your cards. Again, let me just have a drink of water. I didn't even bother for having a cup today. So we'll start with the common energies between the two of you. If you're new here, I start with reading the bottom of the deck, which is the common energies, and I read them as consistent for both of you. It's not one versus the other. These are the common energies, the shared energies that we have in the connection, and then we'll put out the wheel, the relationship wheel, and then go from there. So let's see what we have. We have the Five of Swords, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the way I read this, both of you have had to deal with pretty petty battles in the past. And this may not be just, relationships or personal, like love relationships. People in general might have been a pain in the rear. And both of you have kind of like learned a little bit of like how to, pick your battles, how to walk away, how to like just not give certain people energy, or certain conversations are just not worth your time. But there's also a sense of a little bit of sadness or a sense of loss on things that didn't really pan out, on opportunities that you really wanted in life, and they didn't really pan out. So there's some sort of that energy. But then that was probably more in the farther past or maybe recent past, but from there really come through mental clarity with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So there is complete clarity, or not complete clarity, but there's a cut through, there's a breakthrough that has happened where both of you have now a clearer mind and are really aligned with what really drives you forward in life. Okay, so this is just overall the way I see you guys coming into this connection. Okay, so let's put the wheel, let's draw the wheel out, and I'll walk you through these. The red cards are the persona cards. They clarify the tarot, and sometimes they have pretty strong labels, so please don't let them trigger you. All the personas have a positive and a shadow attribute, and we want to focus on the good ones. Okay, so the first one is, again, we have you showing up with two cards here, the Devil, and I clarified with the Queen of Wands, and then it's clarified by the Trickster. Again, don't get triggered by those, it's very interesting. We have in the relationship, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to move these up because the wheel goes all the way down. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, your expectations of them. We have the Nine of Swords, clarified by Don Juan. Them, we have the King of Swords. They're showing up as the King of Swords, and clarified by the Lover's persona. I'm going to have to move these up. These cards are so big. Okay. Then what are your... we got your expectations. What are their expectations of you? We have the Empress, clarified by the Student. Very nice. What are your fears? You have Nine of Wands, clarified by the Damsel. Makes sense. In their fears, we have Four of Cups, clarified by Hero or Heroine. And then external factors, we have the Ten of Wands, makes sense. And then the possible outcome, we have the Page of Wands, clarified by the Artist and the Teacher. Okay, let's get into it. We'll look at the Romance Angels in a little bit. So how you're showing up, and again, feel free to reverse the roles if that works for you. I would read the first leading card as your energy. So you're showing up as the Devil and the Queen of Wands. So Devil is a Capricorn card, so you may have Capricorn or strong earth in your chart. And then the Queen of Wands is a fire element, so you may have fire in your chart as well. But overall, what it says is you come out of a time, as I said, we saw with the Five of Swords and Five of Cups, where sometimes you can feel restricted and kind of victimized by the circumstances or people around. That's what the Devil card is not believing in yourself in the past. So you've coming with the Queen of Wands. This is very clear that you're in a very stable place where you have come into power. You understand you hold the key to your life. There's a huge sense of self-empowerment here, especially with the Queen of Wands showing up. So you're taking charge of your life. And it's clarified by, again, trigger alert, Trickster, but the attribute that is clarifying is transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So you have transcended all of those energies that may have been, or expectations that may have been put on you in the past. It's like, oh, you should behave this, you should behave that way, or these are the, the expectations of you. You have transcended all of those with these two cards showing up, and you're really standing in your power. So very confident, very sexy right now, male or female, doesn't matter, but really a lot of confidence showing up in your energy. In terms of the relationship, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So very interesting cards to have in the relationship. You can say relationship status, or you can say the health of the relationship, whatever it is. Where is it right now? And when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, it's a major arcana again. You've had two major arcanas already. This really, to me, speaks that whatever was down is coming up. Things are moving forward. The wheel is turning in this relationship. It may be going on to the next level. Should you to choose, the timing is right. That's what this is. It's the timing, it's divine timing. Things are moving, or they're moving in the direction that you would want them to move. Now, for others of you, this could also mean balancing things out. This could also be, you could be each other's lucky charm. Okay, that's as simple as that, because the Wheel of Fortune is a lucky. It's a card of luck, right? So that's showing up in your energy. But I feel if this is a new relationship, things are going to pick up. If this is an existing relationship where they may have been some turmoil in the back, that's coming out to a very calm time with the Wheel of Fortune turning. So that could be in your favor, right? So what are your expectations of them? We have the Nine of Swords, which I think you expect them to take your worries away, and clarified by Don Juan, which spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. There you go. So there is a sense of, I mean, even though you're in a very confident energy in your power, there is a sense of having the companion who takes away your anxiety, or helps you. This is like sleepless nights, right? So your expectation of them are like they help you sleep through the night. Someone to be warm and fuzzy with, and kind of spotlight your positive attributes and positive seductive qualities. This is so interesting because I got that with the Queen of Wands as well, as like very seductive, very passionate, very much in your power type of energy. So how are they showing up? Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my God, look at the story. So your expectations, they keep your anxiety away and spotlight your positivity. And I said, someone you can cuddle with if you're a cuddler, but someone that, keeps you warm at night. They show up as the King of Swords again, very powerful in their element. They may be a Gemini, or may have like strong air in their chart. This I read as a Gemini card as well. And then it's clarified by the Lover. So the attributes are great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So they definitely have a very kind, loving energy. Intellectually, they're very, very smart. They're very driven. They could be in a good leadership position as well, but don't have to be. But generally, very intellectually driven and very fair and just, but also having a lot of. So there's a good balance of love energy and intellectual energy within them. What are the expectations? They want you to be their empress. So this is almost like. So if they're showing up as a king, and their expectation is for you to be the empress, and again, they're looking up to you. That's number one. Okay, don't take the genders. Could be vice versa. It could be same gender. Doesn't matter. There's no gender in tarot. What this is saying is that they see you. They see more potential in you than you see yourself. At the end of the day, right? You're the Queen of Wands. They see you in a step higher at the Empress. Empress is the major arcana. She's the mother of all the queens. She has all the elements mastered. So a lot of creativity, a lot of passion of building things and achieving whatever they want in life. That's what they see in you. And then it's clarified by the Student, which says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. So they expect you to be pretty open generally in life, maybe for open to new experiences together as a couple, but also otherwise they see you or expect you to be in like this poised energy that you already are. They almost see you like pretty much higher than themselves. They may have you on a pedestal, I have to say. So, which is, for some people, it's a very good thing. For some people, they don't like it. Whatever works for you. Okay, so what's in your fears? You do have the Nine of Wands here showing up in your fears, and it's like you're still a little bit guarded. It could be because of the past situations that we saw. And then it's clarified by the damsel, which says, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Sorry, that's the light attribute. When it's in the fears, we focus on the shadow, which says, waiting for a night to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. Okay, so this kind of is mirroring the expectation that we looked at here. It's like someone who takes away your anxiety, and you have two nines. So the stress level is high, and the anxiety or holding your boundaries is a little bit high. You are a little guarded here, and your expectations and your fears are mirroring each other, meaning this is somebody you want them to take your worries away, to really provide that nurturing partnership to you, and almost rescue you. That's what this is saying. This is what you're what's showing up in your fears, is like you again hoping that they would rescue you. That's the type of energy I'm picking up on. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we all go through experiences. This is not, no judgment here whatsoever. This is what the energies are showing us, right? And in their fears, we have the Four of Cups, clarified by the hero or heroine. So the shadow side of the hero or heroine is escapism and a false sense of heroism, right? And when we look at the Four of Cups, it is that energy of like, waiting for that special cup or not giving it enough value. Do you know what I mean? So you see the three cups are standing, usually like, there's a divine hand offering the fourth cup. And in this deck, this person is actually pouring that cup out. So there may be in their fears how this translates, all the story translates to. They may not think they're good enough for you, or they may not think that they may think you don't see them as good enough offer. Okay, so there is a sense of escapism and false sense there of heroism. So that's kind of showing up in their energy. And it's interesting because I picked that up here when I said that they kind of see you higher than themselves. So there may be those self-esteem issues showing up in some form, or they may just feel they're not good enough for you. Now, there are some external factors, and we see as the 10 of Wands, but this is good. This is coming to an end. These are completion. So, this could be, again, issues with other people, or, friends and family, or people around you that may be causing more, I would say, butting their noses where they shouldn't. But because it's a 10, that's a good thing. It's come to completion. That's going to end now. From, again, time is fluid, but that is coming to an end. So there will be very few or maybe no external influences in this relationships, and you will just be able to work together. And I say that because look at this, after the obstacles, you have the possible outcome of Page of Wands. So there is a fresh energy. Pages are fresh beginnings, new beginnings. There is a new passion rising in this relationship, in this connection. Again, as I said here, if this is an established relationship that has had some issues, those are being resolved, and a fresh new passion is, taking root. If this is relatively new, where things are just starting to pick up, they are just starting to pick up. And it's clarified by the artist and the teacher, where the artist attributes are expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. And then the teacher attribute is ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So again, communication, cherishing each other, seeing the beauty in things. That's where I feel, and again, like, discussing these things, talking about these, there's a very, very soft connection here in terms of wanting to connect more on an emotional level, but also like having enough passion in there. So I see like there's a good potential. There's definitely, with a Page of Wands, there is a possibility for a fresh, what you say, fuel to the fire, so to speak. So a romance angel says we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So again, like, look at this couple, they're kind of away from the world and going out. So again, 2020 has been ridiculous. So I hope you do find some avenues to just be with each other, and even if it's for a weekend or something. That's what the cards are showing up here. And then we have chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here, 100%, especially with with the Page of Wands showing up. You have the Queen of Wands, you have the Empress, you have the King of Swords, really like good, passionate energies over here. So, but I see a new spark. Let's call it a new spark in this connection that I foresee coming. So I hope you like it. Let me know if this resonates. Claim it if this resonates. Hashtag claim it in the comment section. If you want to share how much this applies, I've always loved to read those comments. It really helps me. And if you haven't already, do subscribe on your way out. Until I see you next time. Wish you much love and night. Namaste. Bye for now. All right, group number 3. How have you been? Welcome, welcome. Let's shift to the cards view. There we go. This is for number 3, or those who chose the purple crystal. So, if you're new here, I start with the underlying energies, which are the shared energies for both people. I see them as consistent for our shared experiences for both parties, and then we get into the wheel. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you see fit. I would really appreciate that. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I love you. I love having your energy here. All right, interesting. So the first card we have is the Tower. Again, this is shared energy. So there has been, for both of you individually in your lives, or maybe together, I don't know, some major changes, major shakeup in the past that has happened in your life that has kind of like rocked your world. And from there, we have the Four of Cups, which is like from where you retreated. Okay, you spend time on your own. Look at this person completely not engaging with anybody at all. They've got their pet close to their chest. Okay, and then they're completely refusing external people. So it's almost like I see this as a mini hermit mode where you may have spent time on your own healing and recovering from the changes that may have happened in your life. From there, the hope buds and we get into a Knight of Cups energy, which is like finally, though, from here you've progressed on up to the Page to the Knight. So there's quite the progression. Congratulations on that for both of you, where you've gone from this to this transition with the Knight of Cups, which is again being willing to charge ahead in expressing emotions and also accepting emotions from others. And then look at that, you have the King of Wands, current energies, right? So being very passionate, ready to take on, ready to move forward in a relationship, or really make this positive love connections, but with a lot of fire. Okay, so you're ready to take on life. Beautiful. So let's start. The first card I'm just going to draw a wheel, a relationship wheel. And for me, the main card is the leader card for you. We have the persona cards that clarify the tarot. Now, I know some of the persona labels can be a little intimidating. Sometimes it can be just like a little triggering. So, that's okay, but do give it a chance and listen to the attributes and don't get hung up on labels, okay? Labels carry their own vibration. So let's see how you're showing up. You're showing up as the Queen of Swords. Okay, I'm gonna put the cards out first and then kind of call you out, explain the cards to you. So, and that's clarified by the Companion. So I'll put that here. And the relationship, where it's at, it's represented by the Knight of Pentacles. What your expectations are of them is the King of Pentacles, clarified by the Detective. I know it sounds like detective, but it's not. The attributes are interesting. And then they're showing up as the Eight of Cups, clarified by the Beggar. Again, this is not what it really means. Then what are your fears? No, sorry, their expectations of you. You have the Strength card, clarified by the Hedonist. Just want to see if you can see the cards. Maybe you have to move them up. Okay. Then your fears, you have the Chariot, clarified by Destroyer. Again, does not mean destroyer. Okay. Let's not go into labels. Their fears, I think they got 2 cards for fears, which is their fears is the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by Visionary. Okay. The external factors are the Nine of Swords, external stresses. And then the possible outcome, we got 2 for 2. Okay. Yeah, your pile had more cards flip out pretty much a lot. So the outcome, we have death, which does not mean death, obviously. This is a complete rejuvenation, rebirth of a relationship. And then we have Emperor, clarified by the healer and the father. Okay, beautiful. Very strong reading here. So let me get going. So we talked about where you've come from, right? Major changes in life, going through some healing time, learning to open your heart chakra, and then again, coming into this passionate energy that you're at currently. Now you are in a Queen of Swords energy. It's not gender specific if you're a male watching this, either way. This is somebody who does not take bullshit from anybody. Very strong, intellectually driven, can cut through all the crap and all the noise in any any situation. But they also have a very kind heart, and that's why, because it's a queen. So they operate from their heart chakra as well. And it's clarified by the companion attribute, which says loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. So again, very loyal, very tenacious, very intellectually driven, very just, and very fair. That's how you're showing up as an individual. Also in this relationship, that's how you're showing up. So what is the relationship status? Where is it at? Right now, it's moving along slow and steady. It's a bit slower than you would have liked, but this is the Knight of Pentacles. It may feel like it is a long journey, maybe a little bit uphill, okay, but there's a lot of strength in it because we have the bear right here, okay. So it's a solid connection, I would say. It is not a fling from the way I'm reading this, and nothing that there's anything wrong with flings. Different times you have different energies in life and different paths. No judgment here, but the way I see it, this is a more of a stable relationship. Also, given with the large number of major arcanas we have, right? So right now it does feel slow. That's where it's at. Now, your expectation of them is to be the King of Pentacles, okay? And it's clarified by the detective. So let me just walk through this. The detective attributes are great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. So again, you see the pattern with you is truth. You do not tolerate any nonsense. You do not tolerate fluff, or you do not tolerate lies and deceit. And your expectations of them is the same, to be true and just and honorable of their word, but also be really mature. You're showing up as a very mature energy yourself. You expect them to be mature, to be a provider, to be self-sufficient and independent in their life, as the King of Pentacles is showing up. So that's what's in your expectations. How are they showing up? They're showing up as the Eight of Cups, and this is interesting to me, and it's clarified by the beggar, again, trigger label, but let's read the attributes. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, okay? So they do fight, they do challenge. Awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So, the tower may have been a much bigger change for them than it may have been for you. Again, we don't want to compare, and we don't want to say apples versus oranges. Everybody's pain is pain. It just may be at a different level for them. And because of that, they're coming into this power of self-empowerment, of challenging the expectations, the society norms that they may have come from, that they have left behind. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is somebody who has really achieved a lot in life. Okay, they're almost at the point of where everything used to look picture perfect, and they walked away from it. That's how they're coming through very strongly as that person. Could have been a career, could have been a relationship that they walked away from, but it looked pretty good on paper, and they had the courage to evaluate it, to challenge the authority, to challenge the structure of it and the expectation of it, and walk away from it to find those two final cups that get them to wish fulfillment, right? So what are their expectations of you? They actually see you as a very, very strong person. You have the Strength card here. So really someone who has been through it, okay? They see you as experience, and they expect you that, that strength has made you stronger today. You can hold your own. And it's clarified by the hedonist, which is the light attributes, or inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates beauty in yourself. So again, with the queen, you see there's this feminine energy coming through. There's beauty, there's confidence, and there is strength coming through. So their expectations are that you would be that strong pillar, not just for themselves. I don't think this is for them. This is for you. They expect you to be independent, as you did here. You see the mirroring energies. So both of you are pretty independent. You do not want codependency, and you want the other person to step up into their own life as well. So very, very healthy, I would say, providing that platform to each other to rise up individually and together in the relationship. So what's in your fears? We have the Chariot, clarified by Destroyer. Now let's read the Destroyer attributes first. Again, don't go on the label. Intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. So again, that does not mean you fear them destroying your dreams. That's not what it is. But with the Chariot, and if you look at their attributes here, because they've come and they've left things behind, in your fears you have, would they be able to balance their energies properly now? They probably have a little bit more healing to do than you. And that's why in your fears you're saying, are they going to be in a place of where they could possibly go into a bit of a low vibration? And by that, I mean a little bit of sadness and depression could set in. Would they be able to handle that and battle that? But there is a similarity here. You see, they see you as like holding on to the dragon who's, running on fumes. You see them as like, will they be able to charge ahead despite the experiences that they've had? So pretty mirroring energies here. In their fears, we have the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the Visionary, where the shadow attributes are selling insights to highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. So again, with the Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana, let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 major arcanas out of 10 cards, or the 10 placements. The Wheel of Fortune, when it shows up in a fear, do you look at this one like there's like almost like a scissor cutting the cord here. So I feel like their fears are just like yours. Have you washed your hands completely off your past or not? Or is there more cord cutting that you need to do? And this could also be like, because you're so strong, or they expect you to be strong, could you over index and try to really make things happen, even if there are underlying currents that you need to talk about? Or the two if you need to talk about. That's what's coming in the Visionary. So don't compromise your vision to make it more acceptable. They want you to stand in your power. They want you to be this Queen of Swords who's very authentic, is very driven, but also very clear of your truth. So their fear is that over time you could appease or just kind of blend into their reality without challenging it. So stay in your power. That's what I would say. And the external factors, there we have the Nine of Swords. This is anxiety around, this is literally, I think this is going to go away again. It's a 9, very close to completion. Hopefully this is just a 2020 card that talks about just stresses in our environment. And it's not really people, which is a good thing. It's just energies, it's just elements. It's just like, based on where you are, lockdowns, stay in, shelter at home, whatever you have it. It's crazy, the amount of restrictions going on. So it may be really hard. All that must be, or maybe adding to the stress that you're still trying to go through the relationship, especially with this currently feeling like a little bit of an uphill battle, given the current external situations as well. So what's the possible outcome is pretty good, actually. We have the Death card and the Emperor. Now the Death is, again, you have Tower, you have Death, both of you. This is, again, shared energy. This talks about resurrection. So if you see, there's the animal carcass over here, but then look at all the plants, growing out of it. So it's like in the open land, but then there's complete beautiful growth coming out of it. So it's complete resurrection. And with the Emperor, it's like really stepping up and really cherishing and thinking through what do you want to create next together. with fire, with passion, with emotion, and with communication. The emperor is like the father of all the kings, right? So with that, very, very strong energies here for the both of you. There's a lot of potential here, but there is a lot of authenticity that you both need to stick to as well. And these are clarified by we have the healer and the father. So the father is similar to the emperor here, where the attributes are talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So really, like as I said before, creating those foundations for each other. So lifting each other up. That's what the father energy is. And then you have healer, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. So I see there is like healing between the two of you together and supporting each other. There's a very strong energy here. So let's see what the romance angels have to say. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. There you go. And then you have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So I feel like because of this Knight of Pentacles and this Nine of Swords, environmental factors, things may have been moving a little bit slower. But there's a lot of potential here should you choose to. Again, it's free will for each and every one of you. I just read the energies and you make it happen how you want to make it happen or how you want to make use of these energies. Okay. So I hope that resonated. If it did, hashtag claim it, comment below, do share, like, subscribe, all the beautiful things. And I hope to see you soon. I do post a lot of different videos on my site. So do click on the bell notification to know when the next video comes out. With that, I wish you much love and light. Namaste. Take care. Bye for now.